Good morning. We'll see if this works. The computer's been in a bad mood this morning. Been fighting with it for about 45 minutes. So, hopefully, hopefully it'll stay steady now. Don't know what's gotten it in such a bad mood. I think Spotlight, it's indexing and it's having issues with that. I don't really use Spotlight except to start applications. Sometimes do some math, right? Boom, done. Um, So I told it not to index my home directory. We'll see if that works out better. Okay. This here is Byre, B-Y-R-E, and I was going to figure out how to do another release. I have a changelog. I want to um, update the changelog. Let's see. How do we run git cliff? I don't remember. Git cliff usage command lines bump version. Hmm. I think we want this. I'm going to bump minor for this. Dash dash bump. Push those changes. Hmm. That's too bad. Cancel. Right, let's fix that. Okay, logging in. Okay. How about now? All right, that's updated. Now, let's say I wanted to update the. I could just pipe it to the file. How do we get it onto the right place? Template in context. I think it'll pick up the one I already have. output dash O. Okay, let's try that. Hey, okay. Hmm. Why would these be removed? Because it's not using the template, maybe. I should document this. I have to figure it out every time. Because I do have a cliff.toml file. Almost as though I didn't have the 2.2.1 actually in there for some reason. Just gonna take this, copy that, revert that. Okay, there's that. Now, we also need to, let's see, Am I porting SQLite to Rust? I am not. I'm actually building a system that uses SQLite, which is basically everywhere, and lets you replicate databases between machines kind of quickly and efficiently. It uses a custom VFS plugin for SQLite and some other programs, which I can share here. So here we would have, let's say, a couple of machines, a mutation machine, a read machine. A proxy would direct mutation requests to the mutation machine, or the application using SQLite would make a mutation to its database. The VFS would detect that, notify data plane of the mutation, stream the data to the archive system where the mutations would be streamed to the other machines for reads, and general fan out storage for point in time recovery, etc. So that's what we're working on. Actually, at the moment, I'm improving one of the dependencies. I think I need to tag. Can I? Let's see. Can I do that here? Oh, I can. I can create a tag. What tags do I have for this? I don't have any tags. Let's create a tag. Okay. Now, where was the last one? Changing version. Okay. Changelog 2.2 was here. And let's also create a tag for this one. How do we push our tags? That works. Oh, okay. And it looks like I had been doing this incorrectly. So this should be create tag 3.0. Okay. Delete this one and this one. There we go. Much better. Okay. if I'm sending mutations to nodes, then how do I deal with non-deterministic operations? What do you mean by that? Like two nodes making the same change at the same time, or let's say a random being generated on one node, and then trying to be applied to the other nodes. Because in the case of, I know that what is it? There's another system that does basically quorum on top of SQLite. It's built in Rust. And one of its issues is that it will send the SQL commands to all of the machines, which could result in non-deterministic operations. And I don't send SQL to the machines. And basically, the mutation machine is the only machine that's allowed to make a mutation to the database. And the changes that are made to disk are sent to the other machines. So they result in a checksum perfect version of the database. So when SQLite makes a change to one of its pages, its database pages, I take that database page and stream it. Let's give it a check. Buyer. Okay, it is there. Updated a minute ago. Lovely. I want to make other updates to this, but just not right now. Okay. So if buyer's finished for now, let's go to revert, which is the big project. And we want to replace buyer, the local version, with version 030. No, don't update that. That needs to be pinned. Okay. Let's give it a build. Well, that's a great question, Nathan. Oh, the theme we're using is called Challenger Deep. What's this here? Yeah, I like this set of colors. And thank you for that follow. Yeah, cheers. Let's see. All right, it's almost done building. I'm currently in the middle of some integration tests. Essentially, I would describe the system as about 80% complete. Right? There's a bunch of little pieces that have to be improved. And right now we're working on getting this connection all the way through working. So the integration tests now start up Iggy, they now start up TIKV, and data is attempting to be sent through the entire thing. It's like we started on the right side and started digging this tunnel from one side of the mountain. Then we started working on the other side of the mountain, and we're attempting to meet in the middle. So, uh, there is one test in particular that is a little sticky. It's having some issues. So we'll be focusing on that one. So we're just going to close everything to the right. Let's open Gauntlet again. Yeah, this test here. Got our logging enabled. And part of the updates to Buyer actually improve the logging so that the color looks better, which is really, really nice when you're looking through, goodness, 4 or 5 different applications worth of data. Have any of you used FreeCAD? I have to build something this weekend, and I was looking to use FreeCAD with it. All right, it's linking. Come on, you can do it. Good. I started up Iggy. Now it's going to start up TIKV. And it runs our test, and it fails, which is as expected. But now we have awesome coloring. We can more easily see errors. Like, boom, right there. So much nicer. Okay. Last night I did make some changes to this after work. I was able to get authentication working with TIKV. So, data archive, which is this program here. These 2 boxes are actually the same program. Eventually, I'll probably split them in half, but that's more of a chore. And data archive was communicating with. Actually, did I fix it? No, it was Iggy it needed to authenticate with. So I fixed that. So now it can do that just fine. It authenticates, and we're on to the next error. This is us connecting the 2 ends of this tunnel. Okay, what's it trying to do? Data plane. Let's give us a little bit more room here. Topic was not found in stream. Okay, this is our shard. So the test shard did not exist in lifecycle events. Got it. Stream handler. What is this? Failed to create stream with ID none. That's correct. We were not providing an ID. Session. Client ID blah. User ID 1. IP address blah. I failed to create a stream. Why? Oh, stream with name lifecycle events already exists. Okay, we can deal with that. So if the stream already exists, we'll just ignore it. This is on startup, and we just need to make sure that the stream exists, because this stream is used for notifying the readers that a new database has been created and that they should subscribe to it. So that would be in data, where would that be? Archive. main. Let's drill down from here. It would be in not our initialization. This is why we have a buyer. It does all of our command line parsing, all of our settings, parsing, environment variable overrides, initializing telemetry. It does all of that in only a few lines, which is awesome when you're trying to manage a bunch of services in a similar way. You just want to, boom, have this set up. It's really nice. Okay, so we have that, and now we have, yeah, values we pulled out of our configs. Okay, what is this? Private network listen address. That should probably be refactored. No, 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 no. No, I can't. Let's keep going. Syscalls, fine, TCP listener, build services. Here we go. So in our build services, we try to create the lifecycle stream. So here we end up getting an error back. If it is a certain kind of error, we want to swallow that and just get the stream details instead. Wonder, how do you do that with Iggy? How do you get stream details? Interesting. Well, first let's catch the error. Now, in this case, stream, create stream, we're mapping that to stream creation error. I actually want this value here. I want this error. Let's map this into one of two different errors. Some generic error, like this one, and a stream already exists error. Actually, I need to pour some water real quick. I have a little bit of a cough going on right now. So, nice hot water. It's also cold in the office today. Ooh. That's not. I've been on mute. My apologies. So, where are we going? Not all trades implement database transaction. What? Oh, I have a paren issue. Where did that happen? Okay. These look okay. Let's check here. Oh, yeah. One too many. See, that's why I had that there. It just made more sense. I wonder. I'm going to leave it for now. Okay. And run it again. So now the stream will be created. Actually, why is it already created? Like this is an integration test. Are we doing this twice? Are we connecting to the same one somehow? Oh, we have another issue. Yeah, here and here. Will it blend? Let's see. Hmm. Of course, this was Iggy's log. Data archive failed to start streaming database additions and removals. Stream none already exists. Stream blah already exists. Are we creating it in here? So we get some sort of error here. The error is a stream error. None already exists for shard test. Where would that have been? I doubt it's here. Maybe. That's stream ended. That's not that. We would have seen this error message. It must have come from database lifecycle events, which we would look at Iggy. Consumer name. Topic is the shard. Good. Lifecycle events here. Stream consumer creation. That's for creating the consumer. And blah already exists. I doubt it's this one. No error being returned there. Oh. Topic not found. We create the stream. Oh, well, that's not creating a topic. We need to create a topic there. How do you create a topic in Iggy? All right. Let's go back to, where is Iggy? I'm going to close a bunch of these. Login user. Create topic. There we go. All right, so we need to have a create topic method. Flask, how are you? Happy Thursday. Well, thank you. Thank you. Let's look at the documentation for create topic. Iggy has notoriously bad documentation. First off, it just has these lifetimes littered everywhere. And because it's using async trade, authentication is required. And the permission to manage the topics. Okay, we're using like super user stuff, so that's fine. So it's really just we pass in the stream ID, an identifier, the name. What is the identifier? Kind of the identifier? Numeric or string? I see. Can we do this like from string? Yeah, from str value. Fine. So we have some sort of identifier and name. Partition counts. This is one compression algorithm. Interesting. Hey, Finwoo, how are you? And welcome. How was your stream? What were you working on today? Kind of curious. Let's see. Getting video frames plumbed from one machine to another. Nice. Hey, got you a follow. Cheers and welcome. So, how has Russ been handling SQLite stuff? So, great question. Let's pull up the diagram. This is our systems diagram. Okay. So, this is all in a large effort to build my wife a website. Okay. I figured, kind of want to do this on the cheap, not for any particular reason, but just as a challenge. And in order to do that, I wanted to have some goals, right? It should be scalable. It should be easy to build on, right? The platform that I'm building to build the website should be fast globally. Right? So I thought, you know what? Let's use SQLite. How do we make SQLite efficient? I saw the LiteFS project from fly.io, and I was inspired by that. Right? I think it was Ben Johnson built this thing out, and it's very interesting. Right? If you go through this, I did a lot of research. One of the things that kind of caused me pause was where'd it go? Basically, they're using a Fuse, which I saw in the GitHub repository. I wanted to know what the performance would be like, etc. And I thought, you know what? I want to be able to do better than this by like 1 or 2 orders of magnitude. So this project was born. So we built a proxy that directs traffic. It'll send mutations, or rather requests that would cause a mutation, to a mutation machine. If it's a read request, it would go to one of the readers around the globe. The mutation request would be sent to the application. The application makes the change to SQLite. Our VFS plugin, written in Rust, detects the change and notifies data plane over a FIFO pipe, a named pipe. Data plane then takes that data, right? Well, it finds the data, captures it, sends it to data archive. Data archive, which is actually both of these boxes, it's one application at the moment, streams the data using Iggy to the readers, and also archives the data, right, that modified database page in TIKV, so that when other readers need to spawn up due to load or a new zone around the world, a new pop, they would fetch the databases from data archive and from TIKV. So this is kind of the base of our platform. What it would look like is you just build your application, you toss it into this stack, if you will. This stack then just takes care of all the replication and scaling. So right now we are in the process of trying to get this tunneled all the way through. I'd say the whole thing's about 80%. All of these have been created, all of these pieces here. And we're trying to get the data to actually move through data archive at the moment. It's the first time we're lighting this up, so kind of a neat point. So, yeah, topic doesn't exist. This is where we are. We need to create a topic that doesn't exist. And I have a create stream. I need a create topic. Let's see. What do we want to force here? So the goal currently is to still have only a single application process. Are you selecting a leader there as well that handles the mutations? So there are you can have many application processes. in this case, you could have multiple application writers here. This would work. It works if your application's forked or multi-threaded, whatever it is. You can have multiple writers to the SQLite databases as long as they load the VFS. And the leader would be selected by the cluster management tool. That thing there is in a bit of a state of flux. I've done a bit more research, and I think I want to start to use, where did it go? Corrosion here. I saw this and thought, this thing looks pretty neat. I'm just going to try this out when I get to that point and see if that's a good fit. If it's not, I'll build something or modify what I've already built. Because I already have a raft-based system. But back to the diagram. But yeah, kind of the leader is selected. The leader does all of the mutations, and then all of the followers get the updates and perform read requests. All right. Close that. Okay. We were looking at create topic. Looks like quite the ecosystem to build. It's fun. I've been doing it for, I don't know, a year and a half now. And we're getting to that point where data is almost moving from the left side to the right side. We're so close, so close. In the next couple weeks, it'll be connected. Okay. Partition counts, we always set one for that. We don't need that. Stream ID, I'm just going to base the stream ID off of the name. Oh, no, this is the stream ID. Yes, we can use the name for that. That would be fine. Okay. This is the topic name, stream name, topic name. Partition count, that's one. Compression algorithm, I don't know. Replication factor. If I set that to none, what happens? See, pieces of information that were added to the documentation that explained replication factor would be nice. Topic ID. Right, that'll be none. It'll auto assign that. Message expiry should be. I think we were going to do it for like an hour or something. Basically, if one of the readers gets an hour behind, it needs to sync the database using the TIKV piece. We could do like a day or something. Message expiry, a day. Give it a little bit of sponginess. Max topic size. Limited. Okay. I think all we need is the name and the stream. So for the stream, the name. Yeah. Okay. Stream name, topic name. Great. Oh. Okay. Now create topic. We need to import that trait. Now it exists, but it takes a lot of arguments. So the stream ID, let's get that patched up. Stream ID equals identifier, yes, an Iggy identifier from stir, stream name. Does it actually produce an error from stir? Stir value. It does. We get an Iggy error. Okay. Oh, actually, does it? It does from stir. What's the difference between from stir and from stir value? From stir value. Seems fine. And from stir. Oh, interesting. It tries to parse it. Otherwise, so we basically skip the attempt at a numeric parsing if we do from stir value. Let's double check from stir value. Yeah. No, we still do it. Huh. This is, I don't know. This is just weird. Why have both? Identifier to validate? Was validate called in the other case? I know, I'm flipping back and forth. I should just pick one. See, it's not, validate is never called. What does validate do? Identifier to validate. Let's go look at identifier. We are identifier, validate. Hmm. Let's just use from stir and we'll use that. Okay. Airstream. This should be more of a topic creation error. Okay, let's rename this to topic. There we go. Stream creation. I got a comma. Okay. I want to rename this. Why do we provide ID if we don't accept ID? Let's get rid of that. ID is gone. Oh, wrong one. This one. copy this into the trait. So we have our stream ID now. Pass that in. Now we have our topic name. It's fine. What else do we need? Partitions. Actually, I'm going to give these names. It's always nice to name things. Seconds. 86,400. That's 1 day. Oh, does that take an option? Option to a vector? Why a vector? Huh. Why don't we just do this? Why? Sure. What expects Iggy duration? What is an Iggy duration? Iggy expiry has an Iggy duration. An Iggy duration. New. Okay, so we create one of those from a duration. All right. So we have partition count, compression algorithm, factor. Okay, topic ID, expiry. Good. What was the guy that wrote Iggy thinking? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to have like some neutral time because there's different time systems. I don't know. Okay. So we have our Iggy client, and welcome, Xenocron. And thank you for the reminder. I had to check the clock. But yeah, we're good for 20 minutes today. It's all good. All good. Oh, it's not a sad thing. I do wish I could stream longer, but streaming doesn't pay the bills, you know. So now we have create stream. I actually need to implement this for a couple other things like Piggy. So this is Piggy. It's just going to say, hey, fine, we created it. Um, hmm. And then this one. Okay. That's good. That's good. Now we need to call that. Where was that call? Was it in replicate? That's right. We were in here and we call. I'm not seeing it. Where is it? Oh, inside here. Database lifecycle events, which is in Iggy. Then Iggy. If the topic doesn't exist for this shard, right? So we have the stream. The stream exists. We don't know which shards are going to be connecting. So we, in the event of an error, create the topic. We have the stream name, right? Okay. The topic is the, what do we call it? Topic? Lifecycle topic? Okay. Does that actually help though? Let's say we create that. We still haven't gotten a consumer. We need to go back up here. Where's my jump command? I want like just a marker here. Redo. Boom. Do that. Then we say jump. Jump to redo. Consumer builder. Actually, we want init to be done again. Can we call init more than once? Or do we have to build the client again? Just rid of that. So if that's the case, we could just loop, right? Do this once. Okay, if it gets to this point, do it again. Just call continue. Try it again. Maybe this should be more of a 4. 0 and 1. Yeah, I know. Okay. Saying that we don't return from this. Here it looks like we return, but not always. So if attempt is less than 1, continue. Otherwise, we return here. We always return here. That should not fail. Oh, wait. Creating a topic should fail. Mismatch types. See, the bit at the end is unreachable. How do I explain this to Rust? Either it's right and I'm crazy, which completely valid. So in this case, we return OK value. Just make sure. Come through here. We have our setup. We build a consumer. If that fails, we bail. Fine. Here, we build the consumer, initialize the consumer. If there's an error, attempt to handle the error. If it's topic not found, we create the topic and say go again. Otherwise, return the error. Convert the return type. Yeah, this seems fine to me. Okay. So let's see if we can get past that now. Where can you find the source code? It is not available at the moment. It's always easier to give than to take away. So always start with everything kind of buttoned up. I don't know. It might become something. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Jetty ready. Happy Thursday and welcome. Oh my goodness. I almost like choked on the hot water. Starting DB checksum. Okay. Connecting to archive. Panicked here. Entered unreachable code. Wait, what? Does this not return? This should return. So it's bailing here, isn't it? 347? Yes. So it reached here. Oh, that should be a 2. That's why. Yes, off by 1 errors. Rust has not fixed that. Okay. Starting up Gauntlet. We have data plane connecting to archive server. Okay. Well, it's made it further. We actually bail here because apparently we received something that was not an acknowledgement, an ACK. We received an error back saying, hey, this thing's not working. Now, the reason for this is because there's a bit of back pressure. Let me pull up the diagram. So, this test runner here, It's basically a puppet that we're controlling. Gauntlet is our, basically we have this entire system set up as part of our integration test harness. The little applications here we call our Gauntlet puppets or something. That thing is being told to insert 1,000 rows into the database. The VFS is signaling to data plane that there is a change after the first row is modified. That is supposed to send the change to data archive. But there's a bit of back pressure here. Data plane probably can't send this all the way through, and we have to figure out why. So part of connecting this all the way through. Okay, at least now it's connecting to Iggy and we're not having kind of streaming issues, which is good. I think that was actually on this side. It was failing to connect here. Okay, so what are we missing here? We need some more logging. Data plane, Iggy. Maybe we add some more logging. We could split this, figure out, okay, is data getting to data archive? Yes or no? That's not what I want. Build services. This would be in that's generated code. So we would be in data stream server. This guy here. Record transaction. Let's see if this is getting called. Okay, that should be pretty obvious. Oh. So if it gets to this point, then we either have some sort of back pressure due to sending or processing the streams, which I don't think, no, sending here doesn't create back pressure. This one's fine. As our stream forks, I believe these are unbounded channels. It's fine. However, the processing the transactions, I think, does create a little back pressure. Record transaction. So we do get a transaction. Is that returned successfully? Let's go look at data plane. going to be the FIFO bits. FIFO path, pull FIFO here, FIFO create, FIFO listener. Then we have our mutation sender, pull FIFO, FIFO future mutation sender, receiver is here. Okay. So in this case, we are supposed to be getting the transaction from the let's see, mutation receiver. Received a DB mutation. We find the wall log. I think that was. Here's our. Oh, we actually had more than one request come through. Interesting. Which means we should have seen this. Why are we not seeing that? I see data plane here in a couple places. Maybe it's just me not identifying it. Very likely. But we should have seen one between these two record transactions. Send transaction. Trace, waiting for a mutation method. Let's check on Gauntlet and our logging levels here. Data plane is set to trace. Oh, that's for OTel. I want data plane console to trace. There we go. Oh, it is trace. And OTel was trace. Console's trace. Let's just make sure we get all of them. Data plane. Both of those, both of those. This debug is perplexing. We should be seeing data plane. I'm not seeing it anywhere here. It's like the output has been captured somewhere. Or there's an error. What if we change this? Should be tracing Warren. Sure. Sending transaction. Could just be the standard out is captured for some reason. So we are seeing the opposite side of this send transaction happening twice because it's being received twice. Warren. Topic. That's okay. That's Iggy. I should just hide the thread names. It's not all that useful. Are we doing a cargo build? Yes, we are doing a cargo build with no capture. We should be able to see this in the logs if this isn't working. It's strange that it's working for some things, like a data plane here, creating FIFO. Right, we are in data plane. Something sent data to data archive. It should be this thing. It sends a transaction. But for whatever reason, that is not producing a message. Hmm. Why? Why would that not produce a message? Tracing Warren, tracing trace. We're not seeing either of these. Info, warn. That's interesting. We see infos and warnings and errors. Oh, there is a debug here for data plane. Data plane. Yeah, here's a warning. I have a logging issue here. My tracing is not set up right to handle this. Oh, that's right. Okay. That's what this means. Because I'm using Open Telecom, not Open Telecom, Open Tracing. No. What is it? OTLP? Let's go to tracing. I believe I have to say, hey, follow this task as well. Where is that? Core concepts overview. Entering a span. Fine. Instrument provides the easiest way to add tracing to, okay. In asynchronous systems like Tokyo, okay. Span module documentation provides further details on how to use spans in asynchronous code that uses async await syntax. Span enter may produce incorrect tracing method. Okay. That's fine. For instrumenting asynchronous code, tracing provides the instrument combinator. So I need to call dot instrument Phrasing instrument. Skip all, sure. Send transaction. Skip TX, sure. We'll log. Now, can we give this a level? Level equals. Phrase, sure. Inspector with context. I don't think we have to do that if we're using this. Let's see what we got. Oh, shoot. I need to get going, y'all. We're going to do a quick raid. Take care, everybody on YouTube. I